Hi. Okay, today we're gonna make stuffed shells. I think everybody likes these pretty much, and they're really good when you're having a lot of company. And they have the same components as a lasagna, but they're much easier to put together. So with that said, let's get going. We're gonna start with the middle part, the ricotta. Now, usually I would suggest, if you have time, I never do. I have a little cheat that I do. To drain it, to let all the water come out so that your shells aren't watery. But what I do is I just add a second egg in here because, as we know, eggs are binders. So let me get this in here. I don't know how much I'm gonna use. Yeah, I might as well make it all because you know what? I can always use this for something else. Ricotta is a nice cheese. Boy, and some people make it. I don't. I buy it in this container. So, okay. And I like this brand. Just FYI. So, like I said, eggs. I'm not gonna just add one. I'm gonna add two. Okay, sometimes I just put the yolk in like as a second one, but this one I didn't drain at all. So let's do that. Okay, and we're gonna do some parsley. You can use fresh, or you can just use a little of this. How much? Oh, I don't know, I'll point it at the camera. That's how much. And then some regular grated cheese, your choice. Again, I like this stuff. I don't think this one's opened. Let me get it open. This one opened yet. Usually I would use my teeth, but what's this? That'll work. Okay, so maybe a half a cup. Again, this is a binder too, so the ricotta won't be so moist and watery. Just mix it up. Okay. You want garlic in there? Go for it. Maybe I'll use a little garlic salt. But just get those eggs really incorporated. Okay. Starting to look like this. I do have the garlic salt here. Just a little bit. There's some other seasoning in there. Some parsley. Ooh, it smells good now. Okay, so what I did earlier, and I took a picture, I'll post that. Stuffed shells. Let me get the box. I want to show you which kind I use. So you're not making a mistake and using smaller shells. I'm talking these, okay? There's a lot in this box. I've been known to just cook half of them, like a dozen. I bet there's 24 or so in here. But what I'm going to do today is I am going to make them all. I'm going to make this container for me and Thane only, and then I can reheat this in the microwave or in the oven if I want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to not bake some of these and use these nice little containers, and I can freeze them or I can gift them. And they have little lids. And I'll put them in the freezer and mark them lasagna, or not lasagna, but stuffed shells. So we're gonna kind of make a little bit. I'll just make the ones that me and Thane are gonna have, okay? Let's talk sauce. Some people also put the shredded cheese in at this point. If your ricotta is too watery, you can put a handful in. I kind of like to do that in my lasagna, so I'll put a handful in and then we'll stir that in also. But this I layer a little bit with the shells. So I hope you can see this. Oh, and this is something else. Okay, you ready? I had my camera, my iPad, turned vertically, not horizontally. And I know with cameras you should do them, but it just wasn't fitting in. It was like too much of my kitchen and not enough of this. And of course, as you well know, I've been complaining about it. It's been cutting off the bottom and the top. So I do have this turned horizontal, but I feel like I'm looking straight at the camera, but I'm looking over there somewhere. And please don't think I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm not doing it on purpose. So just ignore where my eyes are and pay attention to this. About the shells, I got boiling water, salted it, and then I put all of the shells in and gave it a stir with a wooden spoon. I left the wooden spoon in so it wouldn't boil over, you know, our little trick, right? But I didn't want to cook these as long as I cook regular pasta. I wanted them al dente, but I wanted them a little bit more than that so that they weren't falling apart. Did you ever make these? I used to make them and like they'd all split and fall apart and be all over the, well, here's one. Well, not too bad. Like that. I don't want them like that. I want to be able to keep their shape and put them in like so. Now let's talk sauce. I don't have leftover spaghetti sauce, or trust me, I would be using that. But I do not have any leftover spaghetti sauce. So I want to talk about different cans of sauce that you can use. This is crushed tomato. Then we have diced. These are San Marzano tomatoes, and they really are good. They're more expensive. But these are the diced, little teeny pieces. You can use them in salsa or a sauce that has a little more tooth to it, if you will. And then there's whole peeled. These look like this in the package, and you would have to crush them yourself or use them as you like, okay? Also, there's this. You ready? Oh, I'm rolling my eyes. I don't like this, but yet I have it and I have used it. Browned some ground meat, thrown some in with garlic and onion, and had a really fast kid lunch, if you will. But if you can't, oh, and here's the thing. See these crushed tomatoes? You think this is fast? Watch how fast you can make this. All you do, get a skillet going, a teeny bit of olive oil. This does not take but not even 5 minutes. And you mince up either onion or a little bit of garlic. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just mince up the onion just a little bit. Pour this in. Trust me, on low, walk away for 5 or 10 minutes, put some spices in, some basil or oregano, and it tastes like fresh sauce. I'm going to just kind of do this really fast because sauce isn't the main thing. The stuffed shells are. So should I spray this? I'm all over the place today, but that's all right, right? Again, I do this over the sink. Just a tiny bit on the bottom and some sauce on the bottom. Can you see? Little bit like that. We'll be using the rest. Give it a shake. Kind of make it all over like that. Up the sides a little. This is to resist the sticking, okay? Back to this. Get out of my way, you guys. Come on. All right. So we have our noodles, our pasta. I'll turn it that way. Maybe you can see better. And these. The filling. This is delicious. I have a smaller spoon to fill. Okay? So I give it a little squeeze like this and put a little bit in. I usually am known for being a little too generous like this. Oh, these cooled. Whoops. Sorry. When they're finished cooking, take a colander or a scolabasta, like my mom used to call it. I think that's how she used to say it. And rinse them in cold water so they're cold and I can deal with them now, okay? So just a little bit like that. Kind of give it a pinch and open side up. We'll layer them in like that. Easy for me to say. Okay, let's do a bunch of these real quick. Okay, it can get a little sloppy, whatever. Okay, I think I usually make them 3 in a row in this little pan. Okay, I don't know how many you can eat, but I can eat a lot of these. Thane can eat a lot of these. My kids can eat a lot of these. Get in there. What I'll do after I get this going is I will put a little bit more of the mozzarella, the shredded, on it and cover it with sauce again, gently. Okay, now maybe I will do it like this. Do 2 fit nice? Yeah, that's that pan. That'll work. Okay, I don't want to make this video too long, but I want you to get the idea that some go in nicer than others. See, like that, little pockets of yum. And again, so much easier than a lasagna because sometimes a lasagna doesn't want to cut right, you didn't cool it long enough, blah, blah, blah. So this is good. And look how many this is going to make. A ton. You don't need that much for a crowd. I've made 2 pans of this, along with ham and whatnot for a holiday. They killed it, man. There was like 48 of these things in a big pan. Okay, let me just make a couple more of these. Like I said, we'll put some sauce on this. Some people have made stuffed shells. I only did it once and it was just like, all right. I made them like, I had chicken and I had like, it was kind of taco seasoning. And I stuffed some shells with the taco seasoning, used yellow cheese, put jalapeno on top. It was pretty good, but it was like a lot. You know, we had a side salad and I thought it's a good thing we have a side salad. It was kind of rich. Whoops. Okay, so how many we have? 2, 4, okay. See, this is plenty. Let me get that sauce on so you can see. Get in there, you little monkey. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. One more. I missed a row. Even the broken ones, you're gonna use them. Who will know, right? Okay, where's my sauce? A little bit more. You do want to cover each and every little shell. I'm going to use this to do that. I mean the edges, see the edges, because you don't want them to brown or get too crispy in the oven. So just go like this. I'm going to add a little bit of spice to this plain crushed tomato. Just a little bit on top. Let's do basil. Yeah. So I'm not flavoring the sauce too much at all. You don't need to. I'm going to put a little bit more of this on because we like it. You do you, okay? But you definitely want to do this. Okay, this is cheese. I put mine right in the middle and then I spread it around. Okay, instead of going like this and most of it goes on the counter, I do like that. Just that way some of it goes on the counter. I bake this, what do you think, 350? It just has to get hot. Everything's kind of, you know, just as long as it's hot and bubbly. When you do reheat it, it always fools me because it's never hot enough, so make sure it's hot enough. But I'm gonna cover it with foil and bake it. This will be a nice little dinner. And then, like I said, I'm gonna finish with these, but I'm not gonna bake these. I'm just gonna fill them like this and freeze them, mark them, and maybe share one, maybe with Jordan and Alicia. Who knows? Anyway, they like these too. And then you uncover it a little bit if you wanna uncover it for later. Okay, that's it.